Hello for here and well. Time to test how we go against the Queen of Hatred. We do great in attribution passives that actually can now bring the affiliated workers with Wedge and 1 speed die, so they also have solidarity. Well, alright. She would often come to aid us, which was more trouble than help. She sure was. As it's supposed to be a magical gear, she's a total mess. We're full might accurate appearance and left ourselves with wide open for a half blow. And a Mio to just get hit. At speed 2 speed dice plus 2. Right, burst change. When the Hysteria Gouge is field transform. The Hysteria Gouge raises upon losing flashes or being attacked by marked characters and decreases upon winning crashes or attacking marked characters. The screen pinkens from left to right as the gouge fills. The assassin restore a light and draw 2 pages. So shimmery. The name of Hate. This is a page that leaves a mark on the target every 2 scenes. Persistence on the marked target changes to weak, and the character will be primarily targeted by their normality. Arcana Slave. Uses a stack of page that targets all librarians every 4 scenes. If the normality uses the page while transformed, becomes stagnant to follow the scene. Peaks is going to mark it with feeble, one-sided, no thank you. 1-2. Four to 8, 3 to 0, right, 4 to 8. So 4 to 8 is a 5 to 9. Or 6 to no, it's still better numbers. Very well. It's pretty pink. Careful there. Take this one. You're not going to be able to win. I don't need you to. Ooh. They roll all minimum speed, huh? Actually, fine then. Try to defend for this one. You're not going to win, but still, at least you're not going to receive all the damage from the one-sidedness. You have transfers? You have transfers. Great speed stabbing. I'm not gonna think about it. Well, it's alright, yes. I guess a Sparking Spear. Going to require one of them. Ouch. Just right. I think yeah, one of those Queen marks the target. It's the last one. Is the mark applied before? Hard to know, right? Do what then? was maximum clash. Mass attack. The mass attack page icon, the icon of the combat page indicates that it's a mass attack page. The random speed for every other enemy. Mass attack will always be played before melee and range pages, regardless of speed. The rolls of the mass attack compared with rolls on the target speed dice. At the target roll, when the mass attack will take damage and have their dice destroyed. Two types of mass attack pages exist: individual and summation. Individual mass attacks are compared against the roll of each individual die and command page in sequence. Summation mass attack can compare against the sum of dice rolls on the target speed dice. Summation at 13. Because you are targeting. You really target the. Oh yeah, this is the one that against the poor. Tipheret, you think we are not going to die with 3 to 2 to 3, ooh, 2 4 1 to 8. I think it will be a 14. If Luke is on my side, this one will only be no 13 to 15 the extra power. And doesn't have energy here, so actually it's going to be pretty hurtful. May even die actually. Well no, this Oscar is going to 13 or 12. Fair enough, the one that should have won is the one that lost, huh? Not activated to the ending, so this is not good. If the target enemy, no enemy, character dies, what will happen? Remember, I don't have energy. They have, yeah, I guess. Certainly it's the first boss, so that's why they're not getting any energy. The first abnormality, not first boss. They just simply can't go up. I'm going to sacrifice. Need something better to life generation than forgot. Yeah, this is something can happen with the Queen of Hatred. We could have gone with just winning the clashes then. Yeah, they're getting pretty low on. So let's say I use this, recover a bit of energy. Just delete one technically. It's going to not be enough. Ooh, the rolls are beginning to be low. Yeah, just a single die, strong one. Dead. Yeah, and dog. Turn to title, indeed. who has been annoying the Queen of Hatred. First you... Well, you were actually stoned from this first time, but this one did not work at all. So you get rid of one of the hard rehearsals and just put one more buffer. More energy. Maybe considering you do actually nice. Yeah, the light is not enough, but that's something of cards actually not. Yeah, for technicality of not being able to clash. So let me see then what will happen when I transform you. Actually fine. If I remember correctly, this one is actually not going to do. 11. Almost transformed, but you recover health, right? If I remember. We're going to resort to life. Let me restore one more. Transfers to win. You're going to win the first, lose the second. High speed stunning. Unforgettable melodies. One flash of sun up, you can actually do it. A sip of water where the clashes go. Going to transform? Not yet. Huh. Who are you marking? Nicholas? Lose a crash, I suppose. Take this one, I suppose. Need... Okay, I can put one in feeble. Better do it next. You are going to do the mass attack, aren't you? Stagger against the mass attack. I should have put the feeble. For 2-8. Nothing able to have fate. Oh, there goes a fate. You have the 0 cost, right? No, not you. Oh, they ain't the ones, so... Ouch, ouch. The good part is not going to gain strength. Fair enough. 21 health. You killed the villain, are you going to transform? No, not yet. 21 HP. Do we have transpeers? No. Should have 5 against that 110. Trying out her version of peace again.
이것도 아니고
I guess
저것도 아니고
kind of full speed would have worked. Well, who knows? Not this, not that.
좀 도와줄까?
Need a hand?
혼자서도 충분히 가능해.
I can do all this by myself.
보기만 해도 어려울 것 같은 책들이네. 다 읽은 거야?
Yes, just looking at the scores of these books makes me dizzy. Did you read them all?
대강은
Sort of.
뭐야? 양자물리학, 세포생물학. 책 위에 어려운 말들을 가득 적어뒀네.
Quantum physics, cell biology. You wrote some difficult-looking tables on them.
이곳의 책은 제목만으로 정직하게 알아보기가 힘드니까.
It's hard to recognize the contents of the books here from their title alone.
게다가 정상적인 책을 구하기도 힘들고.
And it's even harder to find books that are actually readable.
그러고 보니 도서관에 굴러다니는 책 대부분은 완성된 문장이 별로 없었지.
Yeah, a lot of them didn't have a lot of complete sentences now that I think about it.
보는 사람에 따라 책의 완성도를 결정하는 거야. 처음부터 불완전한 책도 있지만
The completeness of a book mostly depends on the reader. Tough. Some of them are just unstable to begin.
읽으면 사라지는 책과 사라지지 않는 책의 차이도 그 완전성과 관련 있는 거야?
Does that completeness have something to do with some books disappearing upon reading, while others don't?
정확히는 모르겠지만 책은 완전히 읽혔다와 읽히지 않았다로 구분하는 듯해.
I'm not sure, but I think that has to do with how thoroughly the book was read.
완벽히 읽어 책으로서의 기능을 다한 책은 사라지는 거지.
Once all the contents of a book have been read and understood, it vanishes since it served its purpose.
나 그런 비슷한 거 아는데. 빛은 관측 여하에 따라 입자이기도 파동이기도 하다며.
Hey, I heard something like that. Light can be considered as a particle of or a wave depending on how it's observed, right?
관측의 여부에 따라 형질을 바꾸는 그런 원리인가?
Maybe the properties of books can change depending on the reader in the same sense.
나도 몰라. 제대로 알지도 못하면서 조금 안다고 막 붙이지 좀 마.
I don't know. Stop trying to make weird comparisons with your shoddy knowledge.
어차피 이것도 특이점처럼 얼렁뚱땅 작동하겠지. 그냥 그런가 보다 싶을 뿐이야.
It probably just inexplicably works like singularities do. I just roll with it.
엄청 당당하게 모른다고 말하는군.
You seem very proud of your ignorance.
모르는 건 모르는 거야. 그래도 이곳으로 오는 책들은 제대로 읽고 관리하고 있어.
I don't pretend to understand things I don't get. I still make sure to read and manage all the books we send here, though.
같은 책이어도 읽을 때마다 그 내용이 달라지니까. 한 책의 모든 내용을 숙지하는 건 꽤 반복적인 일이라고.
The same book can show different things each time you read it. Understanding a book completely is a repetitive process, you know?
그리고 언제까지나 내용을 모르고 있는 건 짜증나니까.
I don't want to stay ignorant forever. That's annoying.
읽을 때마다 그 내용이 달라진다라. 그래서 같은 책이 여러 권 필요한 것이군.
Different content every time you read it, huh? So that's why we needed multiple copies of a book.
잘은 모르겠지만 네가 말한 빛의 특징이 싫진 않아.
I still don't fully get it. They actually kinda like the properties of light you just told me.
바라봐주는 것으로 바뀔 수 있다는 건 조금 낭만적이니까.
The fact that something can change just by looking at it is romantic in a way.
에녹도 내가 곁에 있어준 것만으로 의미가 있었을까?
And maybe I held enough meaning for Enoch just by staying at his side.
에녹?
Enoch?
예전에 티페리트는 둘이었어. 너와 말쿠트가 말하던 두 번째 산말이야.
There were two Tipherets in the past, back in my second life, as you and Malcolm put it.
우리 둘은 첫 번째 삶에서도 함께였지.
And we are together in our first lives too.
애인인가 봐. 그렇게 끈덕지게 붙어 있었다니.
I still don't understand why Roland's so fixated on relationships. Oh, does your boyfriend sound like you were together for a pretty long time?
에녹은 첫 번째도 두 번째에도 내 곁을 떠나버렸지.
And not clarifying any more of this
두
late.
번이나 차이다니 안타깝군. 그래도 기운 차려. 다들 헤어지고 나서도 잘만 살더라.
Damn, gone do it twice. What a shame. Get your chin up, though. It's not like a breakup, it's the end of the world.
에녹은 죽었거든.
Roland, he died.
그리고 에녹은 그런 가벼운 말로 표현할 수 있는 존재가 아니었어.
Enoch wasn't someone who could be put in such light terms.
정말 죄송합니다.
I'm terribly sorry, miss.
제가 너무 경솔했습니다.
I'm apologize for my carelessness.
괜찮아. 그래도 두 번째 에녹을 떠나보낼 때
It's alright when I've waited very well to Enoch for the second time.
에녹은 의미를 찾을 수 있을 거라 믿었거든.
I'm sure he could find the meaning he was looking for.
우리 삶에 의미가 있을 거라고.
That our lives and sacrifice were not in vain.
모두가 쉽게 죽지만 분명 아무 의미 없이 죽기 위해 태어난 것은 아니라고 믿고 있었지.
We live in a world where everyone died so easily. Would he believe that dying meaningless death was not what people were born for?
어려운 이야기인걸. 그 의미는 찾았어?
That's kinda hard for me to follow. How about you then? Did you find the meaning?
아마도? 그리고 내가 부여받은 의미는 빛을 완전하게 해서 제대로 사용할 수 있도록 하는 거야.
Maybe. The purpose given to me now is to complete the light so that it can be used properly.
다들 전부터 빛이라고 하는데 대체 그게 뭐야?
Everyone's been talking about that light thing. What exactly it is about?
로보토미의 특이점에 대해 들었지?
You heard about Liberty Corporation Singularity, right?
뭐 대강은 마음을 물리적으로 구현하는 기술이라고 들었어.
Well, yeah, kinda. Technology that physically manifests the mind, was it?
맞아. 물리적으로 발현한 마음이 다시 비정령의 상태로 사람들에게 스며들 수도 있는 거야.
That's right. Those manifestations can also be dissolved back into definitive form and seep into people's minds.
뭐 그럴 수도 있겠네.
I guess that makes sense.
로보토미사는 도시 사람들의 병든 마음을 치유하기 위해 빛을 모았어.
Lobotomy Corp gathered the light over a long time to cure the ill minds of city denizens.
물론 겉으로는 에너지 회사라는 명분이 있었지.
Of course, all the while operating as an energy company on the outside.
날개가 될 정도로 에너지는 어떻게 모은 거야? 사람으로부터 끄집어냈나?
How did you generate enough energy to stand as a wing? Pull it out of people?
특이점의 부작용으로 환상체라는 괴물들이 생겨났거든.
Creatures called abnormalities were created as a side effect of our singularity. Are you sure it was a side effect? Not intended?
환상체라는 존재를 관리함과 동시에 환상체는 에너지를 뿜어냈지. 엔케팔린이 바로 그거야.
As we manage them, we learn that they emit a certain form of energy. That's encephalin.
뭐? 엔케팔린 전지가 괴물에서부터 나온 거라고?
What? Those encephalin batteries were made from monster produce?
진짜 엔케팔린 라이터로 여러 번 담배도 피웠는데
Damn. And I use encephalin lighters to smoke too?
엄밀히 말하면 사람이지. 사람이 환상체가 되었으니까.
From people, to be precise, it's humans that are turned into abnormalities.
인간의 마음으로부터 나온 괴물이란 건가?
Creatures born of the human mind, huh?
그 괴물들을 관리하는 과정에서 보나마나 직원들은 죄다 죽어나갔을 거고
Somewhat, you could say. I'm guessing tons of people died during the process of managing those creatures. By technicality, they did die, but they didn't die. Because they will be able to come back to life anyways. So the deaths were not any value on them. Just losing the resources you put on that employee. But it was as responsible as any other.
맞아. 그렇게 로보토미에서는 엔젤라가 말하던 무대가 펼쳐진 거야.
Alright, it was all part of the stage play Angela mentioned.
도시답구만. 사람을 치유하기 위해 사람을 줄창 죽여대던 회사. 거의 뭐 날개 들어있는 괴담의 클리셰야.
Quite typical of the city, huh? A company that massacre people with the goal of curing them. It's almost like a cliche for ultimates with wings at this point.
난 다른 날개들에 대해서는 잘 모르지만 역시 그렇겠지?
I don't know a lot about other wings, but they probably aren't too different, right?
그렇고 말고.
Oh, they're totally the same.
그 반복을 끊고 싶었던 거야, 우리는.
That's the kind of cycle we wanted to break.
그 반복을 끊을 수 있게 해주는 게 바로 빛이라는 거군.
The light beings the mean to shift that, huh?
강제로 사람들을 세뇌하려 한 것 같은데?
Sounds more like you were trying to brainwash people with it or something.
그런 단순한
somewhat.
얘기가 아니야.
It's not as simple as that. Then how it is?
그거야 뭐 생각하기 나름이지.
It's a matter of perspective, really.
나도 이런 큰 줄기만 알아.
To be fair, I only know the general outline of things.
그래서 나도 보고 싶어. 정말 이런 반복을 되풀이하고 있는지.
So I want to see for myself if those cycles are really happening out there.
엔젤라와 마찬가지로 세상에 대해서 아는 건 별로 없거든.
I don't really know much about this world like Angela.
맡겨만 주십시오. 앞으로 티페리트 양을 위해 적당한 책들을 가지고 올 테니.
With me, Miss Tiff, I will bring just the right books for you.
그런 말보다는 행동으로 보여줘.
Let your actions speak for you then. Level 2. Alright. Love. The name of law and justice, here comes magical gear. Single ally after winning a clash using an offensive dice. A random ally recovers 3 to 5 HP. After winning a clash using a defensive die, a random ally recovers 2 to 4 staggeries. So that can work for GCan. That just keeps losing. Well, to offset the bleed more than anything. It's a lot of offensive dice in his cards, huh? Justice. If I'm one side of good, then someone has to be on the side of evil. Without someone to play the villain, I can't exist. Single ally. The enemy who dealt the most damage to allies of the previous scene is marked as a villain. Deal plus 3 to 5 damage when attacking the villain. And hate. She vowed to love everything in the world, but all that was left was collapsing hard. Single ally. After losing a clash, take 2 to 4 stagger damage and gain 1 strength next scene. Up to 2. After losing 3 clashes in a single scene, reduce the cost of the most expensive dice. Expensive hand page in hand by 1 once per scene. What? Tomori Oscar and Watch Office. Made of Despair. You know, funnily enough, I think I have to take out the word, if I'm being honest. Put one more high speed style now. One more 4, like 2 to 3. It's a 3 to 4 technically. Yeah, sure, fine. Because Ray has 3 costs. It's not like these ones that only have 2 3 costs, so they managed to have those ones. Night of Despair. What I was saying, I think this is funny because if I remember correctly, yeah, the Night of Despair was weak to Pierce. Her blessing was pretty sweet to have. She fell to despair after realizing that she couldn't uphold what she wove to protect, and I will try turning to despair. Loyal protection cannot be staggered. No, cannot be staggered, does not add. Sorrow, give Tears to a random sword every 3 scenes. If the character is staggered, activates the scene after. Despair, when a sword with Tears takes lethal damage, falls into Despair's next scene. Alright, when the notifies Despair, all swords fully recover HP and stagger resist in use special combat pages. If all swords impede terminality in Despair, they become staggered and target the next scene. Very well. Did die. So 1 coaster and 327 now. Their strength is 10 if you're going to go for the other two, so maybe take this. You can't mend your weapon. You're going to receive too fragile, but it's alright. You can manage that. Or actually, if it's A1, maybe just with a bit of luck we can maintain. To 9-1. That's short, the rolls. Well, 3 to 6 times is not high, but still is high. But, ouch. Stagger. Minuto te muestra más suave, ¿sí? You know what? After losing a clash, take 2 to 3. The one tap actually doesn't gain anything. And we also gains it. Change the special move to the damage rate to say it's fails to their summon damage to start when in the spare state. Ah, with tears, so have to kill it. Rehearsal then. I don't know if it's going to work, so let's just do this. A 6er. No wait, no, why? Collision then, in case. Just in case. High speed stamina and collision, no Spartan Spear. I think it's going to... Ooh, well, recover 1. My friend. I guess technically you lost the step, but with receiving damage, so it's alright. Gain speed die, use special PHs and change resistance while under the effect of tears. Respite, enter a state of obsession upon taking lethal damage, revives effect to scenes. And so the pierces despair. If this fails to deal any damage to its target while in despair state, the sword will fail the Knight of Despair, dealing damage to her. Hmm. 4 to 8, a 1, oh, well, you have this, but you're not going to be able to block the last one. If it were pure offensive one, we'll have war. 4 to 8. And what with the collision is the same values, but it's actually a 5 because of the power. Shame I can use main weapon. The 4, it's not going to work. Spartan Spear. Let's say I use main weapon. No, actually I use I use main weapon. I use Sparking Spear. We're doing Shrine of Music. there's a way up just in case. You need energy. This is clashing, and this one too. Technically is made... Ooh, best option. One sword. Disappointing Oscar. What? She should roll high, huh? Even with fuel. How many turns does it last? 4 to 8. 3 to 8. Yeah, I guess that one turn lost all the clashes. Flash your son if you don't have anything to help. Transpires 4 to 8. It's just not going to win the other clash. It's a lot of luck at the end of the day. They continue to lose the clashes. Vesper is not going to do anything. Does it last 3 turns? Because if I remember correctly, it just was 1 turn and then you wouldn't be able to 5 to 8. I could make it a 3 to 7. Or maybe collision. You know, lead to win the clashes. Finally. Forgettable melody. 1 light. Refine. Augment the weapon. Sparkling spear and that's one. The stagger doesn't matter because she doesn't receive. Well, doesn't get a stagger once more. It's trying to get the most amount of damage. Till 140, 50 more. We haven't good. It's alright. Four. Right, receive the damage. Oh. But that's the result expected, so win in that situation completely. They can work with a web and just to see if it maintains a bit of health. Then, oh, not bad. Went against one strength next scene, right? For losing a clash. It's taking more time. Wow, it's alright, I suppose. Don't have transpeers again, do you? You have heavy peaks. Do you have fate? I don't, but it's all I have now. Need more fuel. Collision against this one. The collision with the big die against this one. Right. Oof. Perfect. Excellent. A bit too close. Punk. Saying swords into herself, it's a bit pitiful, I will say that. Ish.
빨리빨리 좀 움직여.
Hurry it up, will ya?
그렇게 보채지 마. 이래봬도 부지런하게 움직이고 있는 거야.
Don't nag me now. This is the fastest I can go.
그게 부지런한 거면 달팽이도.
Being a snail will be faster than you.
자자자 다 옮겼어. 거참 성격 한번 급하네.
Alright, I'm done moving now. Sheesh. You got a fury temper.
내가 할 수 있는 건 빨리 해치우고 싶을 뿐이야.
I just wanna get done with what I can as quickly as possible.
그리 자신만만하다면 도시과학에 대한 정보 습득은 좀 진행했어?
If you are so confident, why don't you tell me about your progress on learning about SAT sciences?
몰라. 기존 물리 법칙이 있다 해도 특이점이 전부 말아먹었는데 무슨 소용이겠어.
I don't know. What's the point when singularities violate all known laws of physics anyway?
애초에 우리 사서들도 생명체라 정의할 수 있을지 모르겠고.
Not even sure whose librarians can be defined as living beings either.
확실히 특이점은 도시를 이해하는 데 있어 큰 변수지.
It's true. Singularities can be a huge obstacle to understanding the city.
그런데 사서의 정의가 어렵다는 건? 그 부분은 나도 솔직히 궁금해서.
What do you mean librarians being difficult to define, though? That part got me curious.
사서를 뭐라 생각해?
What do you think librarians are?
인간은 아니지만 인간과 같은 존재?
Beings that are human but kinda like humans.
모든 사서는 도서관 안에서만 존재할 수 있어.
All librarians can only exist within the library.
지정 사서와 보조 사서는 로보토미에서 일하던 세피라와 직원이라는 원본이 있는 존재지.
And they are reincarnations of the beings from Lobotomy Corporation. Patron librarians being the Tipheret and assistant librarians being the employees.
그러고 보니 비슷한 말을 들었어.
I heard similar explanations, yeah.
예전 로보토미사의 직원들이 다시 육체를 부여받고 일을 할 수 있는 거야.
Former staff of Lobotomy Corp were given a new body, basically.
엔젤라는 분명 약속을 지켰지. 하지만 세피라와 직원만 부활한 게 아니야.
Angela did keep her promise, yet the Sephiroth and employees weren't the only ones to come back.
환상체도 함께 부활했지. 로보토미의 시설 대부분이 무너지고 빛과 전투로 에너지를 소모해버려서 물리적인 육체를 유지하고 있지 못하지만
The abnormalities did too, but because most of the systems and the structures of Lobotomy Corp broke down, and all of their energy was exhausted from the light and all the combat they had, they can't maintain a physical form.
사서들은 육체를 복원했지만 정신적으로 불안정하고
On the other hand, the librarians had their flesh restored, but their psychological unstable.
그래서 사서들은 환상체를 짊어지고 손님과 싸우는 거야.
But the librarians carry abnormalities with them when they fight guests.
우리도 마찬가지고
And we're no exception.
그런 거였구만. 그래도 환상체라는 존재한테 힘을 빌린다는 느낌이었지. 먹힌다는 느낌은 아니었어.
No, no, I see. Still, it felt like we were just borrowing from just borrowing problem from abnormalities not consumed by them.
문득 어떤 선을 넘을 것 같을 때가 있긴 했지만
Also, there have been a couple of moments where I felt as if I almost crossed some kind of line.
그 선을 넘으면 뒤틀림이라고 불리는 현상이 되는 거야.
The so-called distortion occurs once you cross that line.
엔젤라가 그 선을 넘지 않도록 조절하고 있는 거고.
And Angela's adjusting things from behind the scenes to make sure that we don't.
뭔가 무대 위에서 춤추는 꼴 같고.
Sounds like we're dancing on a stage or something.
그 말대로야. 이번에는 우리가 무대 위에 있는 것 같아.
It's just as you say. It feels strange to be the ones on the stage this time.
엔젤라 나름의 복수일까?
Could this be Angela's little vendetta against you guys?
그럴지도.
It could be.
근데 나는 대체 왜 휘말려야 하지?
Right, then could you tell her to leave me out of this?
손님을 응대하는 과정에서 나와 보조사서들이 끔찍하게 죽는다 해도 도서관이 폐관을 하면 다시 형태를 갖추고 잠에서 깨어나.
Anyway, even if the assistant librarians and I were to face horrible deaths, receiving guests, we'll wake up with a reconstructed body once the library closes.
하지만 손님을 응대할 때는 언제나 고통과 죽음에 대한 두려움을 느껴.
Will we still feel the
왜 그런지 알아?
fear of pain and the whatever regret our guests? Don't you know why?
잊어버리기 때문이지.
Because we forget.
맞아. 사서들은 손님을 응대하는 시점에서 죽어도 다시 깨어날 수 있다는 것을 잊게 돼.
That's right. Librarians forget the fact that they can revive, the receiving guests.
손님과 같은 처절한 마음으로 서로를 상대해야만 하는 거야.
We have to face each other feeling the same kind of desperation and dread the guests feel.
매번 죽음에 대한 두려움과 고통을 각오한 채 손님들을 마주하는 거지.
We must prepare ourselves for death and agony every time we greet our guests.
어때? 도서관의 초대가 이래도 치사하다고 생각해?
How's that? You still think the library invitations are dirty?
충분히 공평하지. 그래도 우리는 다시 되살아나기라도 하잖아.
Well,
결과적으로.
yes, that's fair enough. But strictly speaking, we do revive at the end, don't we?
죽는 순간에 모른다는 건 둘째 치더라도.
Not knowing what that when we die is one thing, but
그러니 마냥 치사하지 않다고 할 순 없겠는걸.
still kinda dirty in that sense, in my opinion.
폐관 후에 우리는 고통을 잊는다지만 아픔을 느꼈다는 사실은 존재하잖아.
Besides, even if we're relief of all pain when the library crosses, the fact that we were hurt still
이 무대
stands.
위에서 놀아나게 하는 엔젤라가 원망스럽진 않은 거야?
Dangerous and Angela for putting you on this stage and toying with you.
더 고통스럽게 할 수 있다면 진작에 했겠지.
If she could make this more painful for us, she will have already.
엔젤라는 나름의 배려를 해주고 있는 것 같아.
I think Angela's actually caring for us in her own way.
예전 로보토미에서 직원은 말 그대로 소모품이었어. 다른 기업들과 같이.
Back in Lobotomy Corp, employees were quite literally expendables, like in all the other comparisons.
하지만 적어도 여기서 사서는 버려지지 않아. 누구도 버려지지 않지.
But here, no librarians left behind. At the very least, no one is left behind.
버려지지는 않는다라. 뭐 어떻게든 좋게 보려고 하는 게 티페리트의 장점이네.
No one is left behind, huh? I got to say, I admire your positive mindset, Tiff.
이게 다 관록이지.
Huh. Stemming wisdom that comes with age.
난 가끔 도서관에서 눈을 감았다가 깨어날 때 다시는 깨어나고 싶지 않다는 생각을 해.
You know, sometimes when I fell asleep and then wake up into the library, I don't feel like waking up ever again.
아니, 이곳에서뿐만이 아니었지. 밖에서도 늘 그래왔어.
No, it's just not here. I have always been like that since long before I came here.
잠에서 깨지 않았더라면 싶었지.
I just didn't wanna wake up from my dreams.
어째서?
But why?
삐걱거리는 몸을 일으켜 아무 기대 없는 하루를 다시 시작해야 하니까.
Because I would have to start yet another dreary day with nothing to look forward to.
기대가 없다고?
You don't have any expectations?
맞아. 무언가에 대한 기대 따위는 진작에 버렸지.
No. I already threw out expectations from anything though to drain.
나 자신이나 이 돌아가는 세상은 결국 몰락할 거야.
It's all gonna fall into ruins and enough. Me and this world I live in.
너희가 말하던 그 마음의 병을 심하게 앓고 있는지도 모르겠다.
I actually didn't remember this conversation. I guess from here is what becomes the nihilism. Funny. That's why the game can carry different meanings every time you, and different messages. More? The more times you play it and see it yourself again. And maybe suffering from a severe case of that disease of the mind you guys were talking about after all.
난 우리가 좀 더 나아질 거라고 믿고 있어.
I still believe that we can become better.
믿는 건 자유니까.
Well, you're free to believe whatever you want.
그럼 무대 위에서 춤출 준비를 하러 가볼까?
Alright, let's prepare ourselves for another dance, shall we? Level up and let me go for a bit of water, my friends. Okay. Blessing despair, let me see. Since left to right, blessing. The will to protect seems to remain unchanged after all this time. Even in containment is still obsessed with the act of protection. Single ally, if the character took damage from attacks on the previous scene, change his character's resistance against the type that dealt the most damage to endure for the scene. Apply separately for physical and psychic damages. Despair, as with sorrow, perhaps sharing the burden will blunt the edge. All allies, whenever an ally dies, all other allies gain 1 to 3 strength and haste. And all enemies are inflicted with 2 frail. Which one was the one? Despair, right? Hate, despair. Because that's one of the achievement with more long deadlines. Blaze, weighted with teardrops. When justice turns its back once more, several dozen blades will rove without a purpose. The swords will eventually point at those she could not protect. Single ally. When a successful pierce attack if the die roll max value, deal bonus damage equal to 10% of the target's max HP, maximum of 12. No, we don't know which book it is. Actually, also something I forgot. Well, I guess it's not a real problem considering we... Where are you? Ah, there we go. Book of Tomari. Since he only has two cards. It's not that important, but still forgot to burn it. Deal 7 damage to self and dice on this page, gain 2 power. So a 4 to 10. Yes, strength is not bad. And you faint memories. Use if HP is at 20% or lower dice on this page, gain 2 power. Would 25% of lower HP is not an easy condition, at least not for normal people. So 53 minutes. Which one was not important? Oh, hard to remember which ones were next. I think I know. Well, I know what this one and this one is. Think this one too. So maybe.
부장님,
Oh,
이게 말이 된다고 생각합니까?
she was wrong. Director, how please me consider tolerable.
사겨라. 그리고 새겨라. 돈과 명예, 힘이 전부인 세상이다.
Suppress your feelings and remind yourself only fame and power rule over this world.
아무리 특색이라도 우리 소속도 아닌 해결사 한 명이 협회를 상대로 판을 짤 정도면 문제가 심각한 겁니다.
He may be a color, but that does not excuse the severity of a fixer who doesn't even belong to our association setting us all up.
그것도 이렇게 노골적으로.
He's doing it so blatantly too.
그래서 협회에 등 돌리고 지부장 셀마랑 푸른 찬양까지 죽여서
So what?
자유를 쟁취하려고?
Are you gonna betray the association, kill branch, tell man, then kill the revolution for our freedom?
방법조차 보이지 않아. 심지어 웃는 얼굴들까지 관계가 있다는 말이 있어.
You don't see a way of this. I heard even the smiling faces are involved.
썩어 빠졌다.
This is rotten to the core.
부장님, 시의 도리와 정체성은 어디로 간 겁니까?
Director, what has become of the core values of the Chai? Did she? The very identity of our association.
갈아엎고 싶다면 기다려라.
You want to overthrow the system, have patience,
그리고 힘을 길러라.
and
지금
sharpen your strength.
상태로는 그 무엇도 할 수 없으니까.
There is nothing we can do in our current state.
부장님 말이 맞아. 지금은 아무것도 할 수가 없어.
The director is right. We can't do anything about it right now.
젠장. 우리가 지금 어떤 상태인지 뻔히 알면서 이런 일을 계속 떠넘기는 것 아닙니까?
Damn it! He's leaving us with all these dangerous requests, knowing that we're fatigued.
부장님은 언젠가 시의 협회장이 될 거야.
Director Yojin will rise to become the president of Chi one day.
그때가 오면 이 썩어 빠진 판도 뒤집을 수 있겠지.
We will be able to shake up this corrupt system once the day comes.
우리 이과는 부여받은 일을 제대로 처리하면 그만이다.
We are Section 2. Our role is to simply take care of the task given to us.
부장님, 그래도 이과는 10일 연속으로 도시 악몽급 사건을 처리했습니다.
Director, we've been dealing with urban nightmares cases for 10 consecutive days.
나라퀴 조장 제거, 망각주기 수거, 너머의 조각 파괴, 안창살 공장 폭파. 어제는 무쇠 형제들 대장 제거까지.
Taking out the patriarch of the Naraku clan, the retrieval of Oblivion ingots, the destruction of the Fragment Provision, demolishing the Team Beef Skier factory, and eliminating the captain of the Steel Comrades used yesterday. If case anyone is curious, we actually don't know any of these ones, even in others. Well, haven't read the Distortion Detective anymore, so I don't know if maybe in Distortion Detective one of these is mentioned, but in other titles we haven't seen any of these ones, so they were like completely eliminated, or maybe they just exist. No, what happened for that. I'm more curious about is actually the Oblivion ingots, what they actually entail. If it's like an actual ingot, let's say for forging or something like that, with peculiar properties, because something that does cut, well, I really like about the city, and yeah, well, I guess the city Red Mood game is weaponry, because it's so advanced, a setting that is advancing technology, and with laws breaking things. It's funny see what they make and what creativity can be made in weaponry. So it's
이 모든 의뢰는 최근 10일 동안 제대로 휴식하지도 못한 채 처리한 일입니다.
something that does take my attention quite a lot. We had to resolve all these requests in the last 10 days without even a break.
본래라면 일주일에 한 건을 맡아야 합니다.
We normally shouldn't be handling more than one such case per week.
남부지부 이과의 대부분이 죽었습니다.
Most fixers of the Southern Branch Section 2 have already died.
게다가 저희를 포함해 살아남은 그 누구도 제대로 일을 할 수 있는 상태가 아닙니다.
None of those who survive are in good enough condition to proceed with other requests, including us.
몸도 마음도 무너지기 직전 아닙니까?
We're on the brink of a breakdown, both physically and mentally.
삼과와 협력 사무소들도 무리한 의뢰의 폭주로 진작에 전멸했습니다.
You have seen how Section 3 and its associate office got wiped out in a wave of unreasonable requests, and the same is happening to us now.
무엇보다 유진 부장님의 상태가 좋지 않잖아요.
Most of all, your condition is looking worse than any of us, Director Eugene.
희생자를 내지 않기 위해 누구보다 앞에서 격렬하게 싸우셨으니까요.
You stood at the front and fought more vehemently than anyone to keep others from getting hurt.
부서진 곳은 고치고 벌어진 곳은 꿰매면 그만이다.
Broken parts can be mended, and wounds can be sewn
부장님의
up.
그 상처는 하루아침에 회복할 수 있는 정도가 아닙니다.
Your injuries are simply too severe to be held up in a day or two, Director.
뿐만 아니라 지금 이과의 그 누구도 하루아침에 회복할 수 없을 겁니다. K사의 특이점이 아니면.
Everyone in Section 2 has suffered damage that will have to take much longer than a few days to recover, in fact, unless we had K-Corp singulet or something. Yeah, and since I was not mistaken about K-Corp and MFuse. So yeah, it was technically one of the better nest to life. So, which one was the one that was saying it had no colors, net such? Or it was Malkut? No, Malkut didn't say nothing about the nest. So it was of net such or hot, probably, maybe.
너희들 정말 걱정이 많구나. 이번 도서관 일 또한 지금까지처럼 처리하면 된다.
You worry too much. We'll handle the request just like any other request we've done so far.
무슨 부장님, 이번 일을 제대로 처리해도 또다시 터무니없는 일을 넘길 겁니다.
Director Eugene, in order to handle this job successfully, we send house yet more absurd cases.
발렌틴 말이 맞아요. 이과가 전멸하고 부장님이 죽을 때까지 일이 끊이지 않을 겁니다.
Valentin has a point. We might have to receive endless requests until Section 2 is annihilated and you are killed, Director.
나도 생각이 있다. 결국 문제의 근원은 푸른 잔향이겠지.
I do have plans in the end. The root of this matter lies with the blue reverberation.
도서관에 가는 것은 비단 윗사람들의 명령 때문만은 아니다.
We're heading there simply to obey our superiors' orders.
이번 임무는 브레멘 음악대의 책 회수.
Our objective is to retrieve the books of the musicians of Bremen.
푸른 잔향의 음모를 알아내기 위해서는 필요한 책.
They are what we need to uncover the blue reverberation's plot.
그게 무슨 말씀입니까?
What do you mean?
얼마 전 브레멘 음악대의 대표가 푸른 잔향과 만나 대화를 하는 장면을 목격했다는 증언이 들어왔다.
I received a tip of the person who appeared to be the leader of a syndicate named the Musicians of Bremen spoke with the blue reverberation some time ago. Was talking in just there. So Kokuldu, Hiha, and Woof. I think. By the Zuriets, maybe Woof was the female, huh? Because Mew mentioned that one of them was Gears too. Of these three. But by silhouette it could be Wolf, but I don't know why I had the thinking of Hiha being the female. No, it's not like the genders really matter in this moment, right? It's just for a curiosity. There happens some later. You will see. Maybe I remember if my memory works for once. Later that happens.
브레멘 음악대의 책에 푸른 찬양과 관련한 이야기가 적혀 있을지도 모른다는 겁니까?
And you're suggesting that the books of the musicians could maintain information about the blue reverberation?
적어도 무슨 일을 벌이려는지에 관한 이야기는 볼 수 있을 것이다.
We will at least be able to find out what he's conspiring.
그럼 마침표 사무소를 톱니교단으로 보낸 것도
Then, the reason you sent Full Stop Office to assassinate the Church of Gears was also...
뜻은 알겠습니다. 다만 그 정보들을 알아내었다고 하여 일이 해결되는 것은 아니지 않습니까?
Understand your intention, but acquiring that information isn't going to be the end of it.
무슨 계획이라도 있으신 겁니까?
What exactly are you planning to do?
이번 일을 끝내고 내 나름의 조치를 취할 것이다.
I will take my own measures once this quest is done.
부장님, 정말 믿어도 되는 거죠? 그 방법이 이과를 지키기 위해 자신에게 상처 입히지 않는 방법인 거죠?
Can we actually trust this, Director? Can you promise us that you aren't going to harm yourself for the sake of Section 2?
부장님의 해결 방식은 지금까지 그래왔으니까.
You have always been so self-sacrificing, Director.
믿어라. 나도 내 목숨 귀한 줄 아니까.
You can count on me. I know my own life matters.
결국 살아남아야만 바꿀 수 있다.
We can turn the tide if we're dead.
우선 아직 움직일 수 있는 녀석들만 모아라. 제대로 힘을 내지 못하는 놈들은 걸림돌이니까.
Gather up the ones who can still move and fight. You don't want to bring anyone who will only prove to be burden there.
알겠습니다.
Understood.
저 우직한 성격은 여전하네.
Rolando. Information, Roland. She's still honest to fault.
너 정말 별 볼 일 없는 해결사 맞아?
You're really sure you're still a small, no-name fixer?
이쯤 되면 그저 그런 해결사의 인맥이 아니라는 건 나도 알겠어.
And I can tell you that your connections are simply too broad and deep for a mediocre... Batman. Mediocre fixer at this point.
질문에 대한 대답부터 하자면 구급 해결사 맞아.
To answer your question, yes, I'm only a grade 9 fixer.
다만 이런저런 사정이 있어서 밑바닥으로 떨어진 거지. 그냥 흔한 해결사였어.
That's after I fell to rock bottom in a turn of events stuff. I used to be a common fixer, really.
그래? 그럼 무슨 등급이었는데?
Is that so? What grade were you at before then?
무려 잘 나가던 1급 해결사 라고 말하면 믿을 수 있겠어?
Would you believe me if I said I was a kick-ass grade 1 fixer?
솔직히 쉽게 믿어지진 않지만 네가 그렇다면 그런 거겠지.
It's honestly hard to believe, but if you say so.
순순히 믿어주니까 의외인데.
That was a lot less distrust than I was expecting.
난 그냥 정보를 모으고 수집하는 평범한 해결사였어. 그래서 발이 넓을 뿐이지.
Anyway, I was just an ordinary fixer who mostly collected intel. That's why I got so many connections.
지금 이렇게 싸울 수 있는 건 네가 준 몸과 도서관의 힘 덕분이고.
I can only put up a decent fight now thanks to the new body you gave me until every's powers.
이런 일은 신뢰가 중요하다며? 저렇게 아는 사이인 사람이 죽어도 괜찮은 거야?
You say trust is important in this business, right? Is it okay to see an acquaintance of yours die elected?
확실히 저 상황은 안타깝지. 그런데 말이야, 우리가 본 건 저 친구들의 입장일 뿐이야.
Insupportant is to see him struggle, yeah. Here's the thing. So, we only saw things from their perspective.
저 녀석들도 살고자 발버둥치거나 바꾸고자 투쟁한 누군가를 안 죽였을 것 같아?
You think they're free from the blame of killing some other people who struggle for life and fought for change?
죽였겠지.
I suppose not.
그런 거야. 저 녀석들에게 죽은 누군가도 똑같이 안타까운 사정이 있었을 거라고.
That's how it is. Someone they kill must have been in circumstances as unfortunate as theirs.
뭐 아닐 수도 있지만 어쨌든 모두가 행복할 수 있는 길은 없어. 관점의 차이만 있을 뿐.
Well, unless they weren't. Point is, there is no way for everyone to be equally happy. It's a matter of perspective.
그래서 서로 깊이 알고자 하지도 않고 맡은 일을 처리할 뿐이라는 거네.
So they opt to simply do their work without even trying to get to know each other.
모두에게 나름의 이야기가 있으니까.
Yep. Everyone has their own stories.
하지만 누군가의 이야기 때문에 내 이야기를 포기할 수 없는 거야, 우리처럼.
But we can give up ours for the sake of someone else's. That's what we are doing.
그건 그거고 이건 이거니까.
That's that and this is this.
할 수 있는 응급처치는 다 했습니다.
We don't all the first aid we could give.
부장님,
Director.
지금은 이 일에만 집중해라. 할 수 있는 일부터 처리한다.
Focus on the work for now. We'll take care of what we can first.
환영합니다, 손님.
Greetings, dear guest.
반갑다. 나는 시이과 부장인 유진이다. 다들 인사해라.
Greetings, I'm Eugene, Director of She Associations 2, Section 2. Introduce yourselves, everyone.
네?
But
인사를 받았으면 답을 해줘야 하는 것 아닌가.
when someone greets us, it's only polite for us to greet them back, isn't it?
네. 저는 시이과 직속 해결사 텐마입니다.
Yes, sir. I'm Tenma, Associate Fixer in Section 2 of the She.
시이과 직속 해결사 발렌틴입니다.
Valentin, Associate Fixer in Section 2 of the She.
저는 도서관의 관장이자 사서인 엔젤라입니다.
I'm Angela, the Director and Librarian of my role's namesake.
이곳에 있다는 책을 구하기 위해 초대장을 통해서 왔다.
I came here through the invitation to acquire the books that are said to be here.
네. 부디 손님의 책을 찾으실 수 있기를.
Then may you find your book in this place, dear guest. 2 acts and 2 floors available. Also, I didn't. I guess technically they are. good enough to fight. We're assuming that one. Yeah, sure. Have faith, right? Oh. Keep your eyes on the targets if you have turned it to chat they're coming. This has to be part of some conspiracy we are aware of. It doesn't make sense otherwise. Is it really necessary to put yourselves to touch with jobs like this? I agree with others. Let's do that to get this job done. Pretty going against the same objective, aren't you? If HP is at 20% lower, our dice on the pitch gain power. Look at me. The same one. Let's do eject. Do you have you don't have solidarity, yeah, so eject is gonna well, do you have no. Have to make this one well, put the good dice. The same and yes, it is. But this time we actually have an extra one. Level 5 damage to total dice on this page, gain 2 power. 3 to 5. I also gain power, friend. Let's see what each one does win. Oh, seems like I did. Oh, come on. It's all about luck at the end of the day. Did you get... talking about luck. Hope you guys have luck in today's pools for Otis. Because of course everyone is going to roll for Otis, right? On everyone's souls, we are going to get her in the first temple. Sure, game. Hey, you and me. You're going to power technically. What's this one? You can do refine. No need to use it yet. A shame of this speed. Which one was the one with the lowest health? This one. I guess you can stop and detonate. Both of them are doing the damage. Well, actually, I guess at least you can try to receive the less amount of damage possible. And next scene, shame is next scene. This one with low numbers, so actually you do need that one. Perfect. And yeah, so good luck with the rolls for Otis. Ooh, close out, close out. I don't think I'm going to make a stream from it or video. Maybe if today's stream ends up fast, if I don't end up playing with friends, so I have the time to do it, I do the stream to pull for her and test her. If not, maybe in tomorrow's stream then. The pulls I'm going to do them today anyways, but tomorrow testing her. Because I really want to, it's, you know, like a new car, I really want to see how she does. Plus 2 power. But I'm going to reduce. From what are you getting strength? Yeah. It's finally into stage 10 when they're beginning to get. How would you call it? It's not. Questions with Sons of Glory, huh? Fine. Talking about? Yeah, I want to. As if she. I was talking about something I forgot completely. What's the questions? I really want to see how fast does she unleashes the Leviathan. And crash, and hit. Yeah, I can work with this. And see how much does she her strength really is. If he's pretty nice. Oh damn, gained. From where are you gaining so much strength after analyze gain strength and HC for the rest of the act? Ah. Yes, I forgot about that one. Let's try to get rid of these guys fast, if not going to get a bit died. Stagger. Let's go. 2 staggers. You have to always clash. Wet. Start to detonate and mend your weapon. Should I would like to think. There was some better they will have trouble with this. How you still alive? Actually, maybe, if I remember correctly with orders, shame. Was speared at my other units. Was talking about? Oh yeah, Leviathan, and see how strong usually can be with the 5, because it's pretty impressive having the skill 2 and 3 with 5 coins. But we don't know the speed, right? The ramp up. So, single strike, when you use the combo page with one uncommon third die, the gains +2 power and it just wastes as many motion points in a clash. Kizuna is still the same speed die. They did have speed dice, so didn't remember that one. Tradition to the scene, reserve 194 and radius 0. Okay. Speed dice slot +2. Restore 2 light upon using a page whose original cost is 4 or higher as speed dice becomes unavailable. Deflect assault. Once per scene, respond to a one-sided attack with a block die. Roll 2 to 6. The plane crashes where both characters on the combat page. Eye of Death and Enervation. All dice power gains +4 power. All dice loses 3 power, so +1 power eternally. Kizuna or Extreme Fatigue. After an ally dies, gain 1 strength and gain the rest of the act. Times starts the battle with 70% less HP. Order of Death 1 to 4. If the natural roll is max and it's for higher at 55 power. But think my Chikan is about to die. So I could go for another one. Try to get the light of those higher, or try to bomb rush it with these ones. Fine. Let's test it. We just need to remove our targets as always, let's not complain about it. This is a pretty wide space, I've never seen this kind of thing in a quest before. I'ma cry. Prioritize your own city first. I will continue you, director. So let's get rid of the champ furnace. You and you. Here's the reserve one light. On draw one page. So it's 6 or higher, all the switch gain power. No. Go. He actually might die. That's alright, I suppose. Into haste next scene. Goes. Roll pretty good then. The enemy, not us. It's alright. Although my good, I would like if she... Which ones? This and this. Pick one disarm next scene. This speed is 6 or higher. It's not higher. Blend your weapon. Disarm. Detonate, I suppose. Oh, the one already dead. Concentrate, let's kill that one. Ouch. Oh. Clean roll the number. Tenma can already claim it to the Valentine to I think she's going to need draw a page. Get staggered, yes. Eight. It's going to burn. Oh, come on. Double stagger. I'm scared I may met the same fate soon enough. You've done well holding out until then. Thank you for being with us. I will keep them all in your stead. Fortress of that, huh? What did you gain to? pressure son. You should... No! Oh, sorry. Two. Oh, you survive. 3. The highest speed. Take this one and this one. Oh. Because of the two disarm. Ah, I wonder that. When is he it against me? Shame. This would perform information provide. It is intent. It indeed is not the end. Orgastayo gigants. You. Here. Good enough. Let's go. They will have light, but not the life. Don't be patient. Anxiety causes you to lose willpower and focus. Engaging in combat like we always have. What do you have for emotions? They also maintain their own cards, you can say. Which one? The first one? Their indecision. He does have that activated, so no, wait, no, you can do that actually. This Flasher Sun Up maybe? With Sharpened Blade. No die. No shame. Into the much you're going to take it anyway. Oh. Alright. Endure 2 slash. Oh, they managed to go to light 5, huh? Wonder if that. Oh, I have your soft, but this one is not going to win. Maintain the calm. I think with that one we can begin attacking Eugene. Oh, she's dead actually. I was so close to reaching what I want. I swear I will end your lives with my own blade. No, yes, you actually ended your own life with your blade. Ah, that's funny. Oh yeah. She, Tenma, Eugene, and Valentin. Alright. No. Richard, the floor? No. Actually,
인상적인 손님이었어. 분명 여러 부분이 다르지만 내가 알던 해결사와 인상이 비슷하네.
that was a memorable guess. She was different in many ways, but still left a similar impression, like a fixer I used to know.
알던 해결사가 있어?
You have a fixer you used to know?
칼리라고 알고 있어?
No. Have you heard of Kali?
칼리.
Kali.
붉은 안개라고 불렸을 텐데.
She was nicknamed the Red Mist.
당연히 알지. 특색 중에서도 제일 이질적인 녀석이었어.
Oh,
그
of course
녀석을
I do.
어떻게 하는 거야?
She was the most distinct fixer even among the colors. How did you know her?
멋있는 부분만 싹쓸이하고 어느새 사라졌는데.
She used to do all the cool stuff and then suddenly disappeared.
예전 직장 동료였다고만 해둘게.
Let's just say she was a former colleague of mine.
붉은 안개는 강했어. 정말 말 그대로 강했다고밖에 할 말이 없지.
Red Mist was powerful, really. That's the only way to put it. Powerful. Well, power with two egos. It will be quite depressing if she wasn't powerful.
게다가 자신을 위한 게 아니라 누군가를 위한 의뢰만 받았으니까. 저 정도로 강하면 그래도 되는구나 싶었다니까.
And she only took requests for others, not herself. I thought, man, it surely is true that you can do whatever you want when you are that strong.
언어의 층 담당. 이름이
Yes, that's why they talk about Kali. Several language and its librarian is... Ooh, it's going to be a more lengthy episode than I wanted.
개브라야?
It's Gebura. No, actually, for her voice, I can't make female raspy. Ooh, no, it's going to break me.
어우 담배 냄새. 아니 넷째 아는 술을 퍼먹더니 넌 담배를 뻑뻑 피는구만.
Ish, this place stinks of cigar smoke. We got a heavy drinker bedroom below and no heavy smoker up above.
걱정 없이 담배 피울 수 있는 몸일 때 철철 펴둬야지.
Good smoke, all I want now that I have bought never get sick. No.
넌 엔젤라를 돕고 있는 롤롤라니.
You must be Roland, Angela's helping hand.
맞아. 방금 잠시만 깨어났을 텐데.
Yep. You know a lot for someone who just woke up.
이걸 잤다고 해야 하나?
Not sure if that really counts as sleep.
꿈꾸는 듯한 느낌으로 지금까지 도서관에서 일어난 일들을 봐서 개운하게 잤다는 느낌도 아니란 말이지.
I was forced to watch everything going on in the library so far in my dream, so I don't feel all that refreshed.
상황은 대략 다 안다는 뜻이구만.
Well, that means you basically know what's up.
너 해결사라며?
You're a fixer, huh?
맞아. 9급 해결사지만.
Uh-huh. It's a great one to know.
구라치지 마. 무슨
one.
속셈이야?
Great 9. Don't pull my leg. What you're here for?
엔젤라야 순진하게 속아 넘어갔겠지만 난 아니거든.
Angela might have been naive enough to wait into your lies, but you're fooling
뭔
me.
소리래? 우리 서로 구면인가?
What are you talking about? Have we met before?
나도 첫 번째 삶에서는 나름 해결사 일을 해서 말이야.
You see, I have experience as a fixer in my first life.
대충 보면 견적을 낼 수 있거든.
I can get a rough estimate of a fixer just from their looks.
넌 적어도 얼타는 9급 해결사는 아니야. 사고 쳐서 강등이라도 된 건가?
And you're definitely more than a clumsy great 9. You make a scene and get demoted or something.
밖에서 이런저런 사정이 있어서 말이야.
Things happen out there.
9급 해결사라는 건 거짓말이 아니야.
I'm not lying about being a great 9 fixer. I swear on my grandmom.
무슨 꿍꿍이인지는 모르겠지만 내가 있는 이상 허튼 짓은 안 하는 게 좋을 거야.
I don't know what you're plotting to pull off, but you better stay in line as long as I'm here.
아, 참 잘나셨네. 애초에 허튼 짓 할 생각도 없었거든.
Some big boss you are. Wasn't plotting anything in the first place.
거하게 사고 한 번 친 몸일 텐데 예의주시해야지. 입만 산 사기꾼일 수도 있고.
Doesn't hurt to keep an eye on a fixer who made a big enough mess to be demoted to the bottom. Unless you're just a fraud.
이만 말 줄이자고. 네가 나에게 책을 주면 난 언어에 대해서 추려낼 테니.
That's enough talking for now. You get me books and you figure out the language.
야, 네가 그렇게 잘났냐? 너 몇 급이었는데?
Hey, what makes you think you're so much better than me? What was your grade?
붉은 안개.
The ego wielder.
붉은 안개라고?
Red mist. What the hell? Two assistant lovers. The book can still is only 3, so. The book of something. Wedge. She association. See, no. So let's burn. Tenma. Valentine. Eugene. And two of the she. And he's, well, let's burn it. And I was talking about, we have an achievement here. Obviously not going to do it in this episode, it's quite lengthy already. But, where are you? Yellow card, please. Wonder of Death. We have to roll the maximum value. It's only to roll the maximum value. It's not like do 1000 damage. No, it's just roll the cool animation, which funny enough we saw in this episode. So that's an achievement. I never got it because I if I remember correctly, I didn't use Eugene that much. Yet she has a lot of cards, and it was more useful to use others that bonded it because by technicality it's a 1-4 card that costs 4 to other characters, 2 to her, so it's not very good closure, and if she doesn't roll the maximum value it's not a good damage anyway either, so I intend to not use this one. I think you can make it more assured to roll the 4, but I think you have to have a specific set of passives that we don't have at the moment. Maybe. Then try to make it, because it was after I already finished the game that they make it as cheese with this one, but maybe I'll lock it off if the achievement doesn't roll naturally. But yeah, that for the other part, decent cards with technically 2 haste, with normal values for a, well, good values technically for a 1 cost, and with that haste she's going to gain the, which one was? Fashion Strike? Speed 6 or higher, dice on the page gain 2 power, so it's going to be a 5 to 9, and it's a slash dice, so if you don't want Sayo to be bleed wheel, you can maybe make it 1 for speed and slash with this one, and this one is going to get a bonus for slash 2, so it's going to be a 3 to 7 for a 1 cost. Pretty good. And the other cast is for the HP lowers, which more than anything Eugene is the one that makes the most use of it, because she begins, as we saw, with well, we can see it here, but she has a 75% less HP, that's why she has 268, compared to this one that is only 25% less HP. So, pretty good cards from this point. If I remember correctly, they tend to be just only good cards. So we're going to make some decent decks, which is going to be for next episode, which probably what, this one and this one? You will say, maybe even the 3, depending if the story is long. So, see you next episode. Hope you have much luck on today's pulls, maybe tomorrow, depending on how late it's for you. This episode technically launches up 1 hour before the update, so quite fitting, I suppose. So good luck, my friends, and hope to see you next time. Bye bye.